What type of ND brain are you? Are you the type looking for actually helpful tips, or have you already forgotten why you clicked on this video? Is the reason you search for tips on YouTube because you left your keys in the freezer again and you finally had enough? Welcome, you chaotic little overthinkers. Here are 5 ND-friendly, tried and tested hacks that have helped me since becoming diagnosed with ADHD. If you're new here, I'm not a polished expert, just another oversharing millennial airing out their shit on the internet so that I can actually feel good about doing a diploma in filmmaking. I've got a little giveaway for today's video that may help you on your journey to hacking your ND brain. Stick around to see what that's about. Numero uno. Do not trust your brain with anything. Our brain is in control of everything, or so it tells us, and it's pretty good at doing some of the things. But if you're like me, its short-term working memory is fucked. Like, absolutely. It's just fucked, right? What did you have for breakfast this morning? Can't remember, but I bet you can remember that there is a medium-sized rubber band behind the rear leg of the kitchen table, right? Oh yeah, that's really useless information. So how do we combat this? Automation, baby. Automate fucking everything. Yes, I know this takes time, but you've spent probably 20 plus years suffering through your existence at this stage. Change takes time, so pick one thing and start there. What causes the most friction in your life? What's the thing you forget the most that makes you feel the crappiest? The first thing I automated was bills.
More and more people are discovering the convenience that comes from paying regular household bills by direct debit. Rates bill for number 7, stand by.
Standing by.
Now, I've spoken extensively about how bad my finances were, so I am in no position to give financial advice, but the first step I took was to automate things. Sick of having my phone service cut off because I forgot to pay the bill again? Great. Each week, $20 goes out of my account on payday so that my phone bill is sitting in credit. Same goes for water, gas, power, etc. I hate direct debit. I manually transfer money out when I buy things because I fucking forget when direct debits come out. There's nothing worse than going to buy something and your account is sitting at $0 because Netflix and your phone bill came out on the same day. So in Australia, I've set it up to come out via BPay. That way I don't have little drips and drabs coming out. I know each week how much money has to go into an account before I actually get to spend anything. Same goes to my vacuum. It's a little robot. Yes, I still use a proper vacuum from time to time, but this guy goes off at 3 p.m. every day and my house is heaps cleaner. Now, I know that this is a luxury and it's not viable for everyone, but if you have the means to do it, I would recommend doing it. Especially if cleaning is a point of friction in your life. This just means there's one less step. I will also mention that the vacuum has helped me so much because often cleaning the house would put me into decision paralysis. I wouldn't know where to start and then I'd do something else that required even less thinking. Turning on that vacuum meant I had to pick things up off the floor first. Then I'd wipe down the benches in the kitchen quickly so it could pick up the crumbs. And from here, I would just naturally fall into what I was supposed to be doing. I didn't want Roberto to error because he picked up a sock or a cable or something stupid. Tip number 2. Decision paralysis. I do a whole last video on how this ruins my life on the frequent. Consider checking it out, but after this video. I was recently introduced to this sweet little app by a friend who I was actually editing her surprise engagement photos for, and I couldn't prioritize a single fucking thing. I was sitting in this overwhelmed state. I had multiple YouTube videos to edit, I had photos to edit and get to her. I had a bunch of work at my actual job that week. I had Christmas presents to buy and wrap, and you know what I did?
Oh, we know.
I sat and stared at my screen doing anything but the things I needed to do. When I told my friend how overwhelmed I was, she recommended Goblin Tools. Now, Goblin Tools has 6 modes. I use magic to do the most. Breaking things down so you don't is the catchphrase, and I fuck with that. It's very clear cut. You type in the task you're trying to complete, and then you select how spicy you want the AI to be. The spicier, the more assistance it will give you. It'll break down the task into more and more micro tasks, feeding your little dopamine-seeking brain by ticking off those little tasks and giving you a sense of accomplishment. I fucking love Formalizer. It's great for those moments when you don't know how to respond to an idiot coworker via email. Tip number 3, the Minimalist Phone app. Smartphone and social media addiction. Hey, that old chestnut. The old ND brain on its never-ending quest for instant dopamine. It's never satiated either. It's the day you promised you'd get your shit together. You told your friends last night that you had big plans to kick off the new week, right? But it's 10:30 a.m. and you're still in bed doom scrolling TikTok. So I started trialing this app when the new year rolled around. I am guilty of the above, and so are you, probably. That's why you're here, right? Unfortunately, for 54% of you, it's only compatible with Android phones, but for 100% of me, that is all I needed. Minimalist Phone is an app that basically makes your phone look super boring. They describe themselves as an elegant interface that supports mindfulness, and they're not wrong. It's designed to be a custom home screen that replaces your default home screen and puts everything into text format. Everything about social media is designed to draw us in and keep us on their apps for as long as they can. Now, with everything in the list view, when you swipe across to your apps, you have to manually search the specific app you want to use or scroll through them all. And there's no stored recently open apps for convenience. You can also have timers for apps that you deem to be distracting. Instagram and TikTok are my two biggest time wasters. Now when I click to open them, I'm asked if I want to open this app and for how long. I'll often hit the 5 minutes, and then when the reminder pops up saying it's been 5 minutes, you're given the option to close the app. It's been amazing at making me question if this is what I really want to be doing with my time. It's that blatant interruption that really pulls you out of the doom scroll. And because you have to manually search for the app you want to open, it's a lot harder to accidentally end up in the wrong app in another mindless doom scroll. It also isn't constantly pushing notifications in your face, and you can choose what notifications display and which ones don't. It is fucking fantastic. I will be giving away 4 12-month subscriptions at the end of this video. Stick around to find out how you can snag one if you're an Android user. Tip number 4, don't trust your brain again. Wait, wasn't that the same as point number 1? Yep, it's important, and because we're likely to forget it, it's in here twice. There will be a little pop quiz at the end, and I don't want you to fail. So you know those classic moments of, oh, I need to cancel that subscription, can you remind me tonight? And then you stupidly agree because you're an idiot. Neither of you are going to fucking remember that, and then you'll pay the ADHD tax. I use Google for all of this. I'll be like, hey Google, remind me to cancel my Spotify subscription at 6 p.m. tonight. It's great because it will send this notification to your phone and display it as a task on the hub too. So you've got multiple reminders.
Hey Google, show me my calendar.
There are 3 entries for next week.
I use Google over other virtual assistants for a couple reasons. Number 1, we are an Android household, so Siri makes no sense. Number 2 is I hate Jeff Bezos. I know Google probably isn't the greatest company in the world, but this is one of those things I'm happy to be arrogantly stubborn about. 3, everything else I use is Google. My calendar, my photos, my email, everything, and that makes it easier. The less difficult system for you to use is probably going to be the most beneficial one. If it all integrates, the easier things integrate, the better it's going to be for you. This leads me to tip number 5. It's not stupid if it works. Now, this tip is broader, but my first example is when I ripped my wardrobe doors off. I hate putting clothes away and cleaning my room, but the only thing that has actually helped me in my 28 years is ripping the doors off. It doesn't look conventional, but it fucking works. When we hang washing in the house, things that go on coat hangers get hung out to dry on those coat hangers, which means they can be put away as soon as they're dry. Everything else is kept in mesh drawers that are easy to access. A lot of ADHDers will use clear plastic tubs. We tend to not think about things we can't see, so having no doors means I can see it all the time. Now, this isn't a solution for all, but the point is, think about things that aren't working for you, despite trying so many different things to change it. And then take all sensibility out of it. You forget the things you can't see, make it easier to see. I got the idea from a Reddit post about someone who was talking to their therapist years ago about how they cannot shower because they have some type of body dysmorphia or something, and seeing their body could be super triggering for them. Now, obviously, there's a lot going on in this particular situation, shit that I'm not qualified to unpack, but the client was expressing how the hygiene aspect was becoming quite detrimental to their lives. The therapist suggested showering at night in the fucking dark, and it worked. I don't know what happened with the body dysmorphia stuff, but they were able to shower and get that part of normalcy back in their lives, and that's huge. Just because something's unconventional doesn't mean it's not functional. We spend the first part of our lives being told to do things a particular way, and it's not always helpful, especially when these systems are designed for a neurotypical brain. Unfortunately, this results in us feeling like a failure because we can't do things the way others are doing them. It took me way too long to realize that there's many different ways to do things. Now I make a point to stop and assess if something I've been doing for a period of time is actually helping or hindering me. If it's hindering me, why? Is the why something I can overcome? This is where I find things often become unconventional, but it fucking works. So, time to chat about this little giveaway. I am not sponsored yet, big dreams, hopefully one day soon, but I reached out to Minimalist Phone to see if they had an affiliate program. Unfortunately, they do not, but they seemed excited about my video idea and gave a few licenses to give away, which is sick. So, to enter, all I'm going to ask is that you leave a comment down below telling me what app you get stuck in long doom scrolls with, and I'll do a random draw a week after the video is posted using a name selector generator. It is only for Android devices, so don't be that guy who enters with an iPhone. It's not a criteria, but you should definitely like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I appreciate you all. Thanks for watching, and keep chipping away at those little things you want to change up in your life. There's always so many hurdles. Give yourself a way around some of them. You got this. See you soon.